I spent a lot of time just sitting here, sitting on the bench over there behind me, looking at the space, seeing how people were using it, seeing how the sight lines changed between summer, where there's lots of, the trees are all filled in, to the wintertime where you could see from the library all the way over to the monument in the Unitarian Church. The process for the application was a written proposal, no drawings. The only thing that remained from that original proposal was, again, the sight line from the library down towards the monument. But other than that, everything changed. The walls that are here, the brick structures and stone structures, kind of came out a childhood fascination on my part from foundations, how they look like they're either ruins or maybe they're new foundations that are growing up, and how that's just a real space of wonder. And then seating has always been a part of my practice in some way. I don't know where that came from, but the idea to have these almost like monuments to the humble folding chair. These are cast bronze, you know, epically realized objects. And I think that it just brings a humanity to this space. They kind of stand in for everyday folks, and you can sit in them, yet they're sculptures at the same time. So they live in this world between representation and also actually being, which I think is interesting. There was lots of community feedback that was put together before the applications ever went out. And so I used a lot of that feedback in my design process. And in fact, it matched a lot of what I wanted to do, to make an engaging space, for it to be playful. Keep JP weird was one of the comments that came up before I came on board. So I like this idea that this is sort of both, you might walk past this and never know this is an art installation, and at the same time, once you engage with it, you're like, this is kind of a little kooky, you know? That there's something a little bit like surprising about it, that makes you perhaps wonder or create a narrative about what this whole space is and or could be. The library was involved especially in helping support community outreach. You know, I think I've had 3 or 4 presentations at the library, presenting my own work and my approach, along with the generation of the ideas and how I arrived at this particular design. So they have been super helpful in that regard. I guess I hope that it might be a bit of a destination. I could never imagine the bench that I made at Jamaica Pond being all that comfortable. and yet people will sit in it with their legs dangling over it. They'll actually say, let's meet at the bench. And I know folks, and I've met folks, that's the only bench they'll sit in at the pond, even though there's probably like 100 of them around the pond. That's the only one they'll sit in. So it's become for them kind of like the place to go. So I don't think that the lawn here prior to the installation held that kind of charm for folks, and I'm hopeful it might now.